I say yes after 1 second. Ask me this question. Not even I didn't ask nothing. I just say yes. Please tell me when I need to prepare my baggage again and restart. My personal motivation was always, okay, I go there to see new ingredients, to see how people eat, how people live, how they cook their own food. I know that everything was different from Europe. I remember the question, the first question who asked to me was, you was executive chef in China. Why you want to come back here for sous chef specialty?
Welcome back to the Chef JKP Podcast. And on the show today, we have an incredible guest. He is the head chef of the Michelin-starred Armani Ristorante, Giovanni Papi. Giovanni, welcome to the show.
Good morning, James. Welcome. Thank you for having me.
So, first thing is first. I know that you're Italian.
Yes.
So, I want you to tell me your first or favorite ever food memory as a child.
As a child, still today, my food memory is definitely two dishes that I still remember, and I still one of these having in my menu today. It's definitely the pasta al pomodoro from my mother's side. It was the everyday meal since we was child, and the second one it was from my father's side. My grandmother dish was the couscous. And I tell you why this couscous recipe. My grandmother's side was Sicilian origins, but immigrated in Tunisia at that time. We talk about maybe 60 years ago. So once the civil war came, of course, all the foreigner people, for Italian and everything was sending out from the city. Mm-hmm. And of course, the family went split. So my auntie went to France and my grandmother went to Sardinia, my hometown.
Wow.
Where my father born. And that's why this culture of food came from.
Wow. So tell me first of all about the pomodoro dish. What's so special about that for you?
Very simple dish, pasta al pomodoro, but so incredible, patient and passion to prepare it, you know. Pasta al pomodoro was the everyday meal, very simple, and was available every lunch. But not only in the lunch, but also, you know, the takeaway food in the afternoon. And it was super good once it's hot and once was cold. And my grandmother used to cook every day at home. Wow. So today I really carry on this recipe once I get chance to come back home, because my grandmother's from my mother's side is still there. She cooks today still, and this dish is in my menu, current menu.
I love that.
Today.
I love that. It's on the menu. That's amazing.
It's on the menu. Yes.
And then what I quite like, and I wasn't aware, the couscous. I really like that. So what's special about the specific couscous for you?
You know, we talk about since young age, 7 years old. I used to spend a long time with my grandmother's side, father's side, because my parents at the time work. My father was to work in the nightclub like barman, mm-hmm. So they used to work in the night. And me, of course, I would stay with my grandmother to sleep at home. The couscous was the dish of the Sunday. You know, This was the famous family meal, which all the family come in the house and share. The Italian cuisine is all about sharing food, stay together, sharing meal. The long preparation. So we used to wake up maybe 4 o'clock in the morning to having breakfast together. At the time, I was only me and her, because his husband was already passed away. I didn't know my grandfather. He just passed away 1 year before you were born. Uh-huh. So she started, a big process in terms of cleaning the vegetable, wash the meat, prepare the meat and everything. And me, after the breakfast was 4:30 to 5 a.m., I used to sit on the table and watch my grandmother starting to all this process preparation. Start this early morning to have the food ready for 1 o'clock.
Oh
You know,
my
we talk
God.
about long cooking, very low fire. You know, this vegetable.
A lot of
was
love.
A lot of love. I mean, there is no boiling in the water. It was just simple low fire, you know, and the vegetable, the meat we used to cook all these hours until 1 o'clock. The time was lunchtime and the food was ready. So we used to stay there and admire this process.
You must have actually learned a huge amount during that time.
Yes.
I mean, you probably were not even thinking about it then, but you must have learned so much and spent such valuable time.
A lot of time, yes. Spend a lot of time with her, and after I start, you know, just do simple things like pass her the vegetable and admire her washing the vegetable and start, you know, the semola.
Yes.
The bleu semola was working with very kind, no, you know, to have the warm water, put a little bit of water, massage this semola to make the grain, no,
Wow.
to the next step, to the steam, and after cook. They have this pan, you know, for the couscous. You have these 3 saucepan, one boiling, one steam, and on top the vegetable. So everything was cooked in one single
Oh my
pan,
God.
divided into 3 steps. And after, of course, you will you remove the vegetable, you have the meat. You remove the meat, you have the semolina.
Wow.
And after, of course, you will mix together everything. And it was just amazing.
How
amazing.
fantastic.
It was,
How fantastic.
yeah.
So then, as you were getting a little bit older, sort of as a teenager, what were your sort of day-to-day or go-to foods sort of growing up?
Was definitely not difficult for me to choose my current job. So since that time, I already knows that from when I was grown, kitchen was has been my work, my passion.
So you wanted to, you wanted to be in the kitchen.
Since that time, the passion was growing in me, seeing this feeling with the food.
Wow.
So that's why once I was growing, I have this. My mind was growing to say I want to do the cooking school, and become one day. Even of course, you dream to become, but during the process, you don't know if you really, because you know life will put you in front of some life things. No?
Yes,
but,
yes.
Definitely, I start to work in the kitchen, starting with the cooking school.
So how old were you when that started?
My first experience in the kitchen was 16 years old. Yes, first apprentissage, training in the cooking school first.
And how long was the school? How long was that course for?
The course was first government school, which was 5 years. But to be honest with you, it was not too much practical. It was too much theoretical.
Theory. And chefs love theory.
I have this refusing with the math. I was horrible in mathematics. So it definitely was not for me, this school. So I have, at that moment, it was between 17 and 19 years old, in my hometown, in Bosa. The region was decided to open some regional school of hospitality.
Okay.
So it was just cooking and F&B training for only 3 years. And there was very less practical and a lot of, very less technical and a lot of practical.
Right.
So I have decided to quit the first school and transfer in the second one.
Okay.
So I start there to work in the chef. So I choose the cooking side, of course. Naturally. And the professor on this school was the executive chef in the winter, of course. That in the summer they used to work as executive chef in the hotel in the Sardinia, in the Costa Smeralda, in the north. So he was being contacted by the school, bring them here to teach us from the very beginning ABC of the base. So we start like this. The good point was after the first year, the chefs, they bring us directly in their hotel to do the first apprentissage.
Amazing. Okay.
So after the first year, finish the scholastic year, we start the first apprentissage in the summer.
So the first year, just so I understand, you were doing sort of the basics.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So knife work.
Exactly.
Understanding vegetables, going through different fish, meats. Did you do pastry as well? A little bit?
A little bit, not too much. We really was focused on, cut of vegetable,
Right.
all the kind of cut, brunoise, mirepoix, julienne.
Okay.
And of
So
course,
the classic
the
French.
very classic French.
Uh-huh.
Yes, this was the really beginning of the base.
Okay.
in the school.
Which is good because you need this,
yes,
right?
absolutely.
So then, after you finished, what happened next?
Finished these 3 years of school. I got the certificate. So certificates of Commis 1. And really, after these 3 years, I start my first experience as a Commis 1 in my experience started in the Costa Smeralda Hotel, in Cala di Volpe Hotel. So between 4 years, I've been working all in the summer season.
So you already had a lot of experience.
The first one was as a commis, of course, and the job of the commis was not like today, which is everything is more easy, but that mussels, fish to the bone, fillet, very basic stuff from the school, which is today I thanks this because we cannot be a chef without pass from the very beginning base.
Correct.
Yeah.
So then you did all of this, but what I'm particularly interested in is how you went away and started working at the kitchens of Alain Ducasse. Because I think this is quite big,
It's
to
quite
work
big.
with somebody or to work especially within the kitchens of someone so iconic.
Yeah.
How was that experience for you? Was that in Italy or was it in France?
It was in France. Why? Because in Italy was only work. I was only in summertime. In wintertime, I was at home. So after the third summer season, I have decided was not enough work only on the summertime. So I start my first target come, when I understand that this job was really what I want to do in my life. I want to really take seriously.
Mm-hmm.
And French, of course, after the Italy, have learned of the basic of my roots. Because what I always say, before go outside and learn other culture, we really need to know where we come from. And my Italian culture, root, I have to know exactly everything about Italian cuisine. So I was ready to step out of it from Italy. And the first city come in my mind was French, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So I start to search job in French. And there, thanks for I found one contact there was which one my auntie live in Côte d'Azur.
Mm-hmm.
I really called her asking if it was a possibility to host me in her house. And after me, I was preparing my CV and going around to search a job.
Okay.
I really was determined to go in French and find everything.
And that was your first travel abroad?
Abroad, Italy.
So it's
yes.
quite a beautiful place to go. Côte d'Azur.
Côte d'Azur,
France
yes.
is beautiful.
Yes.
So that must have been quite nice for you, walking the streets.
Yes, yes. The first trip was so scary. Was take the baggage and go see my parents, say hi. Was quite scary.
Yeah.
For the first time.
Of
Because
course.
when I was in Sardinia, it was easy. Just 1 hour from my home.
Yeah.
It was very easy. So
Okay.
nothing compared the first trip in French.
Yeah.
So
Wow.
all the baggage, I go. I don't know when we see you again, but definitely I got this opportunity. My auntie say, "Come, I will host you,
Nice.
and after I will help you to find something."
Uh-huh.
So I just take 50 CV,
Wow.
few T-shirt in my bag.
So
And
the CV was in French? Or in Italian?
No, there was in Italian.
Uh-huh.
Yes. Well, in Italian, French still, I didn't speak nothing
Sure,
at the time.
sure.
I
So-
went there.
Wow.
I went there. It was just, love at the first sight. Once I arrived there, the first 2 days, of course, I just rest. And I buy one little book with all the basic word in French.
Okay, very good.
This was the first. I start to go around with my until, door by door, sending CV, waiting for the first call. We was the city of Juan. Juan is just the heart of Côte d'Azur. It's between Nice and Cannes.
Oh, wow.
It's very beautiful.
Beautiful
Yes,
part of the
Mediterranean
world.
Sea.
Yeah.
Antibes is very famous city.
Yes, of course.
It's happened that the third door, I'm not mistake, the third door that we give the CV, the second one, he just came out from the door and they call us. I say, we have job for you. And this hotel was the Hotel Joanna in Joie-les-Pins. Hotel Joanna is the hotel where Chef Alain Ducasse got his first stars 2 years before.
Amazing. So just lucky.
Yes.
Just by chance.
I can say yes. It was by chance,
Wow.
already. But I really was already determined to enter in the French culinary world. I was so young, I was 18 years old.
And Giovanni, at that time at 18, were you aware of who Alain Ducasse was?
No.
No?
Absolutely no.
Wow.
No, I don't know who Chef Alain Ducasse was. The hotel where I didn't start straight away. I just wait maybe 2 weeks before start because the hotel was coming to close from the summer season.
Right.
And going into the
High season.
High season.
Okay. And also, can I just ask, at that age or throughout your culinary education, were you aware about Michelin or not really?
Not really. The time, all what I understand was just cooking, learn. But the Michelin, the high hot cuisine, I can say,
Yes.
he just come after over my process.
Okay.
Yes.
So then, after those 2 weeks, you joined that kitchen. Tell me about your first day.
I was crying. I start during these 2 weeks. I was start to study French. That's why French is my first language that I learned after
Right.
Italian
Okay.
and after English came. It was a lot of feelings was there. Was my first job outside of Italy. I was the only Italian person among the all French chef.
Tough.
Yes,
Tough.
yes. The moment was quite there. The really challenge start. This the challenge start.
Okay.
The challenge with myself. I say, oh, you look back and you give up, or you look forward and you really
Push,
start
yes.
to push. And
Yes.
yes. So this first day, for the rest of maybe 3 weeks, it was hard because the chef, all the team was there. No one speak Italian. And I'm not speak one word of French, not even ciao. And ciao was just simple ciao. But the time I didn't know it was like this.
Wow.
So we just communicate through body language.
Right.
I give you this vegetable. I will show you one. You continue.
Okay.
It was like this. So first 8 hours, maybe 10, and after finish, go home, study. And my first lessons on French was the vegetable, knife words, chopping boards words, all the culinary.
The basics.
The basics, but in French language.
Right.
This was the.
So you had 2 major challenges, actually, if you think about it. You had to not only learn the language again, but you also had to learn the kitchen language and be in quite a established Michelin kitchen, and you were the only Italian person there. So that must have been quite difficult. And as well as that, mentally, you were away from your family for the first time.
Yes.
So, of course, all of that put together is quite a difficult situation to be in, especially at 18.
Yes.
But so what happened after those first initial sort of 3 weeks when you started studying and starting to get to know everybody?
Yeah. I still remember now how the sous chef is introduced himself to me. So after the chef I came, he didn't say his name. He said, I am the bad person in this kitchen. Nice to meet you.
In French?
In French, of course. I say, I'm Giovanni. And I turned my head. And after this, I know his name, I think after 2 weeks after my apprentissage in this team.
Okay.
So it was quite difficult to speak with because of course we know the French hierarchy was discipline.
Of course.
Principally, I went there to learn this, form my character, discipline and everything. But of course, once you are in, you really feel this first step like this. The shock was quite positive away. Of course. Yes.
Okay.
Day by day, start with very basic things. I think my first blue lobster after 3 weeks of work. Premium ingredient is there that I start, Saint-Jacques, scallops, oysters, caviar. Is it in French that I start to see this high quality ingredient for the first time?
Okay.
I can say.
So how big was that restaurant at the time? As in, like, how many seats?
Was the restaurant gastronomique. French, they have was fine dining, but
Right.
in French, fine dining was not really used, the word.
At that time?
Yes.
Yes.
It was a restaurant gastronomique, which is the restaurant with macaron Michelin.
Right. Yes.
No? So it's very simple, like 38 seat.
Okay.
Plus, of course, the kitchen was, there is 2 kitchen, one for the guest of the hotel, breakfast, and one focus on the a la carte restaurant.
Okay.
I was, of course, part of the team in a la carte restaurant, doing, scale the fish. At that time, I even didn't touch the lobster. My duty was just to scale the fish like dorade, sea bream, red mullet, rouge et barbet. I still remember it was just scale the bone, clean inside, but like maybe 20 kg of fish every day. So the challenge was finish the task in a very short time.
And how many hours a day were you working?
There we talk about 8 a.m. until maybe a little break, and after 11:30,
Okay.
12 p.m.
So it was a full-on
It was full
day.
on, yes, full on day. So back home, sleep, study English, call home, cry a little bit, and after ready for the next day.
So how long did you stay at that place for?
That place I worked for 6 months. I start to also the book was not enough, but how I start to learn French. The day was the TV. I had one small TV in the room. There is this comic. French comic people was talking in the TV, and I saw the public laughing, and me, I was laughing with them alone in my room without understand nothing. I was just laughing because
But you have to find a way.
Yeah,
You have to find a way to learn and be with the team.
TV was always there on, speaking French. My book was there, so was always on. The TV was on. Try to absorb all these words in French. Yes,
And also, you didn't really have anybody sort of teaching you.
Yeah.
So-
Just during the day off, my auntie came because they live in Grasse. It's one city just outside the Côte d'Azur. So during half day, I spend my half day with them.
Right.
And yes, but the rest of the week, I used to come back at work and focus
Okay.
all the day there.
Wow.
Yeah.
So what happened after that stint? Where was your next move?
Is always. I finished the winter, so it was quite a good season. Hotel Joanna is, I will always remember because it's my first job in French. I went outside to have one pizza, I remember, during my day off. It was already maybe April. So winter was finishing, starting the spring. I went out to eat, And I found a lot of restaurant standalone, just to eat something. Was one Italian restaurant at the time. I just order. I tell people I was just working there in Hotel Joanna. Chef come out, was an Italian chef. I say, but our season is going to start soon. Our summer season going to start soon. How you be interested to work with us for the next 6 months? I say, look, yes, I will be definitely interested to join your team. So that contract was almost finished in Hotel Joanna because it just was seasonal contract because the hotel was going to close. I have decided to join this Italian restaurant. So it was maybe the time I have decided to come back to something that I was more comfortable to.
Familiar.
Yes. The time the numbers was, a restaurant in Côte d'Azur is open only for dinner. You do big amount of guests. You replace the table 2-3 times. I was not really into the fine dining. At the time, I was just trying to experience things, absorb culture, know people through food. So I didn't know exactly what I want to do, if work on a fine dining restaurant or restaurant gastronomique or big restaurant like 200, 300, 400 packs every night.
Okay.
So it was just to adapt myself to the French
the style, the hierarchy.
Style, yeah.
Yeah. So, and you took the job?
I took the job.
And again, it was seasonal?
Yeah, it was seasonal. It was April, May until end of September. So it was good because the restaurant have only for dinner time, but the same owner have a few restaurants in the beach as well. Because Joie Le Palme is a beach place, plus there is, of course, a little center. And the restaurant was in the center, but he offered me to do like extra on the weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, if I was interested to work for lunch also in his restaurant in the beach. Because my work was only for dinner in the center of the city. I say, yes, definitely. I was free in the morning. I say, let's do it. I will go to work, do some Italian dishes. It was, Côte d'Azur restaurant place was very busy for summertime. We talk about June, July, August. But working just for 11 a.m. until 4. Finish the service, do like Italian salad, pasta. Principally, I was there to do Italian dish. The rest of the team, brigade, was French as well, and doing, grilled fish, turbo fish, sharing style. This was the menu the time.
Okay.
Yes.
So after your stint in France, then of course you managed to learn the language.
Yes.
After some time, which is good. But then I know that you traveled quite extensively. So tell me about the time that you sort of decided to travel again, to go to places like Australia or China.
Yes. See, the experience in French was doing good. That at that time was Christmas approaching, and it was maybe some missing family. I have decided to come back home, but when you go out from the first time, you come back home, you don't want to stay too much in your hometown, because I understand that there I really understand, discover the world. What I always say is I work in the kitchen because I love discover people through food. This is my personal philosophy, and that's why I decided to start to travel, to discover the culture of the people through the food, and this is just amazing now. Before Australia was Luxembourg, so I have spent 4 years in Luxembourg. It was just Christmas time. I spent the time with my family, but I started how I found a job. All my job at home, make my CV, and search internet all around Europe, place to work. I really literally spend my winter, the time, searching for job, sending CV. I can say maybe 50 CV every day, My mom was almost scared because I used to spend all the afternoon in the computer. I was not playing, just search email address from the restaurant, whatever was. I don't even have plan of hotel, restaurant. I just want to go out from my hometown.
So you managed to again secure a job in Luxembourg.
Yes.
And where was this job? What type of restaurant was it?
So I found it after it was February. Yes, it was winter. So I found one job after 1,000 of CV that I have sent. It was one day I was for lunch sitting and I received one call. I received a call. I even didn't know where Luxembourg was at the time, tell you honestly, because there was a lot of CV that I've sent.
Mm-hmm.
I even didn't know that my CV was arriving in Luxembourg.
Right.
But the chef called me, and the chef at that time was Italian, working one Italian restaurant in Luxembourg. He said, I got your CV. You have quite good skill in the pasta section. I'm looking for chef de partie in our team. The restaurant is in Luxembourg City. You will like join? I say yes. After 1 second, ask me this question. Not even, I didn't ask nothing. I just say yes. Please tell me when I need to prepare my baggage again and restart.
Wow.
Yes. So we did things in less than 1 month, also 2 weeks. I just advised my parents, say, I found a job in Luxembourg.
Yeah, hi, I'm off again.
I'm going to leave.
Wow.
Luxembourg.
Okay.
Yes. I found a job in Luxembourg. Of course, a restaurant was Italian restaurant. I stay here for 1 year. It was not in the center city of Luxembourg. Luxembourg is a state, is a city and state. The restaurant was Esch-sur-Alzette, one city outside Luxembourg. But it was good for me to enter and try to adapt myself in this new world. So restaurant was good. Was as a chef de partie, pasta fresca. I have the possibility to do like fresh pasta, fresh ravioli. It was a good team that time. But my goal after this year was during the half day, I go into the center. Was my goal was move into the center, so in the business area of Luxembourg.
Right.
So after this 1 year, I've moved because I stay for almost 4 years in Luxembourg. It's 3.5 years. So
you must have liked it.
I like it, yes.
Because it's quite some time to stay.
Yeah. Luxembourg is beautiful city, so workplace was very good, comfortable. Learning a lot. And after this first job, I have found job in another French restaurant.
So you went back to France?
Back to French restaurant.
Okay.
There, I really went to perfection, the technique of a sauce of a restaurant gastronomique. It was good. 2 years in this restaurant, but I understand it was not enough because I was studying. The time I start to study kitchen, not only work, but also study at home, open book, read about famous chef, French chef, mentors. I didn't really work with the great chef in my career, but I have experienced different restaurants. One day I found out one announce job offer in Australia. I say, you know what, I will try this. I didn't have even the passport at the time. I was very good. I have a nice little apartment. I bought my first car in Luxembourg. I applied in Australia, and the day after, I found the reply email. I just sent the email with my CV. Not even letter. I just sent the email.
You just sent the CV?
I just sent the CV in the email. I didn't know about the reference letter.
Right, the cover letter.
I didn't know. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. The chef there was recruiting people to open new restaurant in the beach side in front of the Pacific Ocean. It was coast of Brisbane coast. In the morning, when I opened the email, I found this email. The chef say, I'm interested in your CV. You would like to join me in Australia to be part of my team. I say, yes. Yeah. In 2 weeks, maybe
So you had to fix the passport.
I just applied. That's why my passport I did in Luxembourg, because
Wow.
I just fixed in 2 weeks. I applied for passport and everything.
Bang, bang, bang.
In Australia, was all working holiday visa at the time.
Yes.
So this was most easier visa to have, and between 13 years old.
And
Yeah.
obviously, throughout your time, you'd been in Europe.
Yeah.
So, of course, Sardinia, beautiful part of the world. Côte d'Azur, beautiful part of the world. Luxembourg, also very beautiful. But then you're making a big move.
Mm.
It's a huge move to go to the other side of the world.
Yeah.
So, how was it when you first arrived in Australia?
He definitely reminded me my first experience in French, because same the time I didn't speak one word of English.
Of course.
And my colleagues was all
Australian.
Australian, Australian.
And the accent
no?
is very different.
Yeah,
Very different.
very different.
Brisbane and the Gold Coast is a beautiful part
Yeah.
of the world,
Yeah.
really.
Yeah.
But that must have been quite eye-opening for you.
Yeah.
The culture,
The culture.
very different.
Yes.
The work style, the kitchens.
Yeah, communication.
Yeah.
Was, once again, say we give you this ingredient, I will show you one, and you just do it. At the time, base was already there.
But you were commie or you were chef de partie? Or?
There still for chef de partie.
Okay.
Yes, I keep going on the chef de partie at the time. Yes, so base was there.
And how big was the restaurant?
The restaurant was just open and was like 70 cover.
Lunch and dinner?
And lunch and dinner, yes. It was inside one resort of we call South Stadbroke Island,
Okay.
which is the island outside Brisbane,
Mhm.
Gold Coast. The chef he brought me there was Italian, but
Okay.
he was just a recruiter.
Oh,
So
he
sent
was.
me, he was not on the team. In the team was Australian chef there. He helped me a lot. I went through these days, same once again, maybe 2 weeks without understand. The accent was,
Totally different.
I was
it
forced.
must have been like.
Sometimes I was forced to say yes without understand nothing, because
Yeah.
I was scared to repeat. Sorry, can you repeat 2-3 times? And I don't really want to make upset an
Yeah, of
Australian
course.
chef the time.
Yes.
So I just say yes, and after maybe he saw me that I was wrong what I'm doing. And then
He understood.
I was
Wow. But at least, I mean, Australians are very friendly.
very friendly. After
very
this,
friendly.
It take me very. We really make great connection. I like them. They like me. This genuine. So maybe I was there just to learn. Really determined to learn their own culture. So beginning we start just to connection. You
Sure.
say we have to do this. I start to understand, of course, the task to do, make the service working, and the service went very smooth. Never had issue on that.
Okay.
Yes, was great experience.
Amazing.
For almost 1 year, because the working holiday visa was for 1 year.
Right.
And 6 months you need to work, and after the next 6 months you have to do the farm if you want to get another year of visa. At me, the time I was not really into the farms. I were there to work in the kitchen. So I finished 6 months in Brisbane, and I search some job, another job between Sydney and Melbourne. Both they reply to me, both restaurant, one in Sydney, one in Melbourne. And I have decided to quit my colleagues there to fly to Sydney, restart the experience there. I make a very great connection in Australia, but Australia is always a tricky nation, because you make very great friends, but once you leave Australia, you will not going to see them very often.
True.
Or maybe never anymore. We don't know. We're not going back to Australia. So I make very great connection there. And the time I left Australia was quite tough, because you know that you're not going to see them again. So since the time, it was good experience. And yes, I finished in Australia. Sydney was another French restaurant we call Bistro Guillaume. Again, back to the beginning. It was a great restaurant. It was in the middle of the street, George Street, quite busy. Lunch, business lunch, 100 cover every day. Very traditional French cuisine. But I did 6 years. So
6
Sorry,
years?
I'm sorry.
Sorry, six months. 6 months.
6 months.
Okay,
I finished my working holiday visa.
Okay.
That time, I was almost ready to pack my items and go back to Europe. I say, call the parents. Say, I'm ready to come back. And I remember my mother say, okay, now you went to Australia, you come back, you not go any more far like this. I say, okay, sure, yes.
Typical mums.
Yes. It looks like someone listening this. I was ready to fly back, and I received one call from one colleague to me that I meet in Luxembourg. I say, Giovanni, how are you? I say, I'm good. I'm in Australia. I'm ready to back to Europe. I'm back to Sardinia. Let's see what if I found something again. No. I say, I have something for you. Do you interested to work? You will be interested to work in China? I say, China. I say, no, man. I really, literally, was not thinking about this. My idea was just back home.
So your mind was already...
Yes, fly back. I say, in China. I say, why you are in Luxembourg? Why you offer me this job? No, actually, I am in China now, working. He's ice cream master. This is my friend. He's from Sicily. He do consulting, opening in the gelato. He's a very professional in gelato master. So this company in China, is Italian company, contact him to open his own gelato shop.
Okay.
So he went there for 1 week to, train the team, make his own recipe of gelato, very high quality ingredient, pistachio from Sicily, nocciola del Piemonte, very high quality ingredient. He make the gelato. He say, you know why? Because these people where I am now, they are asking for Italian chef. They are looking for Italian chef in their own restaurant in Shanghai. I was thinking about you. Say, when the idea, you are not thinking something, but after when they put you one idea in your mind, after this idea start to move,
Of course, it starts to tick, 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 tick,
Yeah.
tick, tick, tick.
So if you want, I give you the contact with the owners and I let them to call you. I say, you know what, we'll see 5 days maybe. Give me the time to come back home. And yeah, definitely we're going to speak with them. I say, well, now what are you going to say, my mom? I say to her that I'm not going too far and now I'm going to work in China. It's even more far than this.
Yeah.
So I go back home and these people call me. They offer me a job as was literally more above the position I was covering in Australia. They offer executive chef for, and not only for one, but like 5 restaurants with different concepts. So it was Italian company. They have one Italian restaurant, one wine bar, tapa style, pizzeria, different concept of outlet they had. And they was looking one Italian chef in charge of all this concept.
Wow.
It scared me, this opportunity. That's why at the beginning I say, thank you for this. I spent the call with them, say thank you for this. I didn't say that what position I was doing in Australia, but I just refused. I say I don't think I really was fit for this high task. But they really keep me calling.
Oh, so they must have been very
They
interested.
must have been interested because also me, what I did, I sent my CV. Main time, I say, okay, let's send anyway the CV, even I say no, but who knows? They keep calling me for, I remember I left Australia was August, and for 2 weeks in September, they keep calling me almost every day. Try to offer everything they can to just make me accept the offer. One thing that he make me maybe accept the offer was, okay, let's do something. You came here 2 weeks. You see how we work, how is our philosophy, culture, and everything. If you like, you stay. If you don't like, you go back home. I say, okay, it makes sense. I will do it. Let's do it. So let's do it.
So then you go to a metropolis like Shanghai. So for anybody who doesn't know about Shanghai, it's, I mean, I can't remember how many millions. I think it's 25 million plus.
Yes. Yes.
It's a huge city.
Yeah.
I mean, it makes London look tiny. Really, I've been,
Absolutely.
and it's a busy place,
Yeah.
bustling, full on. So how was that for you when you first arrived? Because that
Yes.
must have been another shock.
Another.
And you
show.
didn't speak Mandarin.
No. Still now.
Wow.
Still now I didn't. This was not like French Australia.
Yeah.
But I don't even try to understand maybe one word like
Wow.
hi, good
Yeah,
morning.
yeah.
That's it. Not more than that.
Okay.
Yes.
So you
yes,
arrived.
Yes.
First 2 weeks. How was it?
Was again my personal motivation was always okay. I go there to see new ingredients, to see how people eat, how people live, how they cook their own food. I know that everything was different from Europe. I mean, all the
But
plants,
drastically different.
drastically different.
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So I fly back to China. I remember the first trip was I mistake the ticket and instead make a direct fly Rome to Shanghai. Maybe because I was looking for some. So the first 2 weeks I went, the company it bring me directly from Rome to Shanghai.
Okay.
Okay, and vice versa. I haven't come
Okay.
back after 2 weeks. So the last 2 weeks, I arrived there. Of course, the owner take me in this restaurant. We speak, make me comfortable. To all the team, everyone was local, Chinese. No, so the menu was okay. I tried the menu, what they serve in the restaurant already. Start to really focus on work mode. Well, I start to take note, working, see what we need to change, what is my next move on this restaurant. I stayed there for 14 days. So every day working. The time was 4 outlets was open. Okay, so every outlet have his own chef, but the owner was not happy. So with this person, okay? So that's why they really need one Italian chef, and especially young age. The time was already, we talk about 18 when I start. China, I was already 27. So there is the process between French, Luxembourg, Australia. There is experience there already, and
Wow. So, but did you have to spend time in every single of those outlets?
yeah. So 2 days in the restaurant. The next 2 days I was in the pizzeria. The other day I was in the wine bar, and everything with different concept. Menu was different. So, but I see that there is potential in me that I was maybe ready to cover this position. Okay, because yes, I was come from chef de party, but I say there is not really Italian culture here. And what I can add from me is Italian print. So Italian very classic Italian dish, and it was my first ever menu that I start to implement in these restaurants in the age of 27. Yeah. 27, 21 and a half year I spent after, because after the 2 weeks of trial, I have accepted the offer. So I fly back to home.
Hi, Mum.
Yeah.
Just there.
Yes, again. Yes, it was. He say no. He say, okay, you're going to fly again. Eh?
Okay.
I say yes. So she knows the time. No, it was already habit. Say okay, we're not going to. We cannot stop you now. I say yes. Now, my DNA was already focused on work outside from my hometown.
But travel, learning about food,
yes,
cultures.
yeah.
I mean, it really seems that you love to do that.
Yeah, I really love it. And every single travel I made, it was always alone. The most tough travel that I made was definitely the travel to China. Because the second time when I have to fly again for all a year, I mistake the ticket and instead book one Rome, Shanghai. I don't know why. Before I arrive to Shanghai, I make 3 steps only inside China.
Oh, wow.
So I instead spend 17 hours of flight. I think I spent 22 hours flying that time. So I land in the first country in China. I don't even remember. It was Hangzhou or Guangzhou was. So and when I landed, my voice was gone. Maybe because I didn't speak with anyone during all this flight. And when I tell them, I say, but why? There was a little surprise because I want to buy my own the ticket. So you should tell us. We will put you just in one straight flight. But I mistake something, and first landed in China. There is no English translator.
Oh my God.
I just my instinct. What I have to admit, I have very great sense of orientation. I always have. Maybe because always travel alone.
Yes.
Even without know the place, the people where I am, I have this, when something come naturally from you, I say I have to go there. Maybe the ticket, all boarding pass, everything in Chinese. You land in one Chinese airport, everything is in Chinese. Not even English translator because, big city like Shanghai, Beijing, some big city there is, but there is some still the English is not there. I mean, nobody speak English yet. So all the internal people was Chinese there. Literally, I didn't find one person to speak to ask information.
That must have been quite tricky for you.
Yeah. First, second, another Chinese country. And the third was the Shanghai.
Okay.
I say, man, if I'm not now, I really can go anywhere in the world.
Yeah, exactly.
If I survive on this, I literally land in Shanghai without voice.
Amazing.
I say, okay, we start the experience.
So then, you had that phenomenal experience in Shanghai. 18 months. Of course, you succeeded within the concepts. You learned the culture. But then if I fast forward, 2018 is when you first arrive to Dubai as a specialty sous chef at Ristorante Armani, which didn't have a Michelin star back then because there was no guide. And you're not only in a beautiful restaurant, but the location is the tallest building on the planet. Again, so going from China, traveling again to the Middle East. Was it a culture shock for you, or were you a bit more relieved because there were so many cultures here that you already knew?
Yeah. I maybe like it, this kind of shock. It was already start to be part of me, but I tell you, it's funny part of my second time that I tried to Dubai. When I finished from this, it was kind of training in China. Okay, my first experience as this high position. Okay, finish the experience, go back to home, because before go somewhere else, I always back to home to restart again.
Of course.
It was my second time that I was trying to apply into the Armani hotel, because I think during my period of time to sending CV everywhere,
50 CVs, yes,
one of them was also Armani, because I was see like Armani hotel in Dubai before even fly to Australia.
Okay.
And I think I have sent the CV there, but of course he didn't. I never have received any reply for this. So that's why I have decided, okay, let's go to Australia. This second time, after China, I didn't have any other work after this. I just decided to finish and restart. Okay, what I'm going to restart again, like always what I did when I was home. And my first instinct was, I will try again to send the CV in Dubai, because the time I already start to see talk about Dubai and Middle East, Dubai especially. I say I will restart. I will try again. Maybe it will this time. It will. I will have more chance. I don't know. I think I send again. Go back home. Find some job offer all around the world. The time and Middle East come. I send a CV to Dubai, and I can say I'm honestly with you. After maybe half an hour, I have received not even the reply in the email, but directly the call from plus 971.
Wow.
Say UAE. Say UAE. Say mom. Yeah. Say okay. I reply. And the time the chef was Italian. It was the chef from Armani Ristorante, but the time was Armani Daily, the Italian restaurant, not Armani Ristorante. Before COVID, Armani, we had 2 Italian restaurants. One was casual dining, and one was the fine dining, which is Armani Ristorante. The chef who called me was in whole day dining, so always Italian restaurant. I say, so your CV, I'm looking for sous chef. Do you be interested? Even I know in your CV is mentioned high position from China. I say, honestly, thank you for your call. I'm ready. I mean, it's not just a name what I have in the CV, but I'm ready to step back and keep learning, because all what I want to do is keep learning, keep grow, and see, continuously know, discover culture. And the chef is say, I'm interested on your CV. And we definitely, if you want, we can proceed for the next step with our executive chef. And why not proceed for the hire process? I say, yes, please, I'm interested for this. He started the adventure there. The next call was with the executive chef. I was really formal speaking with the executive chef on the phone. The English was not really great that moment. I remember the question the first question who asked to me was, you was executive chef in China. Why you want to come back here for sous chef specialty? I say, chef, I'm really honest. I feel that I still have a lot of learn. I need to grow. I would like to keep growing, learn, and be part of your team. It was really come from sincerely. Chef was agree on that.
It's quite a mature thing to do.
Yes,
you know,
yes, it was,
and you have to take your ego, put to one side,
yeah,
and really do that. But that's a lot of maturity.
Never ask any extra question. What the question of the young generation today ask when they're going to hire, and how many days off I have, how much salary you offer me, can I have Saturday, Sunday off? These things in me, it never exists, this kind of question. I never ask this kind of question, honestly. I just see the position and I see the potential of the establishment, and I say, I can learn, I can grow there. So whatever is the offer, I will take it. And we definitely go forward. And
so you got the job?
We got the job.
You came to beautiful Dubai?
And I finally landed to Dubai. So it was 2018.
So now, if I talk to you, you are now the head chef, but I want to talk to you about 2022. On the day that you received the Michelin star. Because for most chefs who working in fine dining establishments, one of the things to really tick off is to get a coveted Michelin star. Now, you're not only in the Michelin guide, you also in Gault and Millau, which again is a phenomenal global food guide. But I want to just talk to you about when you were in that sort of presentation with all Michelin there, all the chefs there, did you know that you were going to get the star?
Definitely not. definitely.
So how were you feeling at that time? How were the nerves inside?
The nerve was definitely high pressure. I start when the first trip in French, I say it's come in my mind when I was 30, I really would like to travel the world. This was the idea that I had when I was 18. But of course, you don't know if you really can do it. This or what's going to happen during your life.
Of course.
No, but this was the things that I say. I say I would like to travel the world when I have 30 years old. So looking at today, maybe I didn't do all the world, but I was able to arrive in such great countries, always with my mentality of discover culture and people through food. French, Shanghai as well helped me to enter in the world of Michelin, because I have the pleasure to meet Chef Pierre Gagnaire. Okay, of course, during the years I was studying Italian chef, like Gualtiero Marchesi is the chef who really inspired me to do the Italian cuisine, to travel the world. Gualtiero Marchesi first, Massimo Bottura after. Reading his book, listen him to talk about be curious, be passionate, love people, love food, and this is what I carried during my experience. Always traveling, cooking, and serving food to the people and see them happy. This was, I think, is the most beautiful things to interact with people in our job.
Absolutely.
So I meet in Shanghai Chef Pierre Gagnaire. I have the pleasure to cook for him because he came in our restaurant, and after he hosts, because he had one restaurant there in Shanghai also. So he had this annual visit in this restaurant. So I went to have the dinner with our owners in the restaurant. He had one set menu for 2 years, like all the celebrity chefs do around the world when they have his restaurant. They visit every year. And I never talk about always we work for make the guest happy, okay, but we never think about Michelin star. It's a dream. See always the chef go to the stage. It's a little bit for me be there here today, see all your podcast, all your chef sit in front of you, and now today I'm here. It's a great pleasure for me. I mean, I'm very glad and really thank you for having me. The moment of this, we received the email. Already, this moment was
okay. So there was no phone call. There was a direct email. You have been invited to the Michelin Guide.
Yes.
Okay. So that email, I just wanted to ask you: was it one day before? Was it 1 week before?
It was a week before.
Oh my God! So you were already thinking, okay.
The time in 2022, a month before, all the scene, the destination, Dubai is great culinary destination.
Of course.
Before the star, after the star, much more.
Yes.
After the star, Gault and Millau, and all the big names.
50 best,
50 best, everything.
Okay.
All the chefs, all the people start to talk about maybe Michelin guy he will come to Dubai, he will come to Middle East. It was just a voice, no? Everyone
rumors,
it was just rumors, but nobody knows if it was real, when it's going to happen. So we really don't know when the date was being released.
Okay.
Couple of months in advance.
Right.
We didn't know yet. And after of course, the official name, official date to be released, the big announcement came. I really would see all us as a chef, all the colleagues in general.
Everybody was.
How we feel when we really see the announcement in the.
So then,
the Dubai.
On the day before you even received, or was it before it was announced that you received the star, when you were sitting there, how were you feeling?
Bad, honestly. In terms of always bad, but
Like
the
what?
night
Like
we finished,
nervous or?
so nervous.
Really?
Bad in term, I would say nervous. We finished the service in the night.
Uh-huh.
Of course, the mail came. The invitation was, the date was being released, and the announcement was in Dubai Opera at the time. No?
Right.
The first year was in Dubai Opera. We finished the service. I start to scary. I don't know why. This my body start to trembling, sweat. I finished my service in the restaurant. I went home. I cannot. I just take shower. I cannot. I need to sleep tomorrow. We need to wake up early. But this was already stress. No, need to sleep. You're not going to sleep, man.
The more you think about it,
Yes.
the more awake you are.
And this I spend my night like think about I need to sleep, but it was
yeah,
4, 5, 6 a.m.
Oh my God.
Okay, I need to try to eat something. I cannot even eat. The feeling was like I won't eat something to be ready for the day. I cannot eat for the what's going on in the mind, ready for the attend the event in the morning.
Okay.
Really, honestly, okay, we change. I change. I really try to have breakfast at home, one coffee. Just mainly had one coffee, which was not good idea. It was not good idea.
The blood pressure was
Yeah,
already
it was-
through the roof. Okay.
Yes. The moment of we enter in the arena in the opera, I say, guy, I'm going to collapse here. I'm going
So
to
you were
collapse.
that nervous?
I was
Wow.
looking around, all the colleagues were there, so that is only me that I'm feeling this feeling. Or
Yeah.
after, okay, this for the presenter start to introduce the event and everything, everything start to calm down.
Okay.
Yes. When they announced our name, here they say, no, here guys, I cannot, I need to change my mindset. I cannot collapse. I need to, of course, we need to take this
Of course.
as a happiness moment of the life. Beside me was our executive chef, Fabien was there. So it was a big act to him, so big boost, no?
Yeah, of
So,
course.
And yeah. So let's
Oh, wow.
went up to the stage, say what come out from our mind.
But it was
was
quite
amazing.
it was quite an emotional,
It was so emotional. Yes.
and because the
Emotional.
team had
Yeah.
worked extremely hard. I mean, everybody involved. You must have been extremely
Yeah.
proud,
Yes.
and everybody could see that on your face.
Yeah.
But and then, as you quite rightly said, after the star, Gault and Millau, I mean, and so many things came afterwards. But what would you say then? Now, you've had some time to sort of mature the food. What is the DNA or the bloodline of the food for Amani Ristorante?
Yeah, the bloodline, for what I say, the moment of the star Govio came, this was a point of start for me.
Okay.
For me, for us, for all the team, is a start. We really start to keep work hard, to keep come out with ideas how we can make the food as delicious as possible, as fresh. We just keep doing what we have done. Always our idea was, our philosophy of food is 100% Italian cuisine for the brand, for the place that we are. Our cuisine in Armani Ristorante, is not like influenced by fusion.
Sure.
We have some influence by, however, I've been work all around the world. But how I use this experience in my menu today is only in the technique
Gotcha.
that we apply, not in the product and everything, because our product is Italian cuisine, so Italian plate, using, of course, thanks to the great work of Dubai, they are doing now to grow local. We are start, of course, to support the local farm, using some local vegetable, sometimes local fish, and of course source item from Italy, from all around Mediterranean area, I can say.
But mainly the food and the heart is Italian.
Is Italian. Yes.
And
yes,
is it
100%.
would you call it modern Italian, or is it
Yeah.
or is it mainly focused on the most incredible flavors?
Yeah, most incredible flavor with the Italian cuisine with modern touch.
Okay.
I really like to reinterpret some dishes. You know, some is classic, just reinterpreted, but some is new as well. So create by me, work with, affinate with the team, and after confirm, put on the menu. You know, I really love try discover new pasta shape. Example for the ravioli, working always constantly with the new filling, combination of flavor to add inside our ravioli. You know, our pasta fresca is made fresh in house. Our starter are using with only seasonal ingredient. You know, not only the vegetable but also the fish. Fish he has his own season as well. So we really need to focus today on. Yes, it's quite. Today we are in the time that everything needs to be available. Okay. If we focus only on the season, everything is available today. We find tomatoes in January, we find zucchini in January, or we find all kind of ingredient all around the months.
Okay.
No, all around the year. But my mindset is respect the season. So we need to buy the pumpkin in October. We need to find the pumpkin in October. Even I know that we can find in January, March, July. I know everything is available today, but it's not because there is demand and everything. But we find the pumpkin, the truffles, the chestnut, the porcini mushroom, now currently in this season, from October to January, in our current menu. We already focus on the spring, start to sourcing fresh produce for the next season as well.
So the menu is really seasonal.
Menu is really seasonal.
Wow.
Yes.
That's fantastic.
Yes. When you work in the season, the ingredient is cheap, but cheap. Sorry, the word. Don't misunderstand. Cheap is not mean. It's low cost.
It's low cost,
It's
and
low cost because
it's at its
season.
best, right?
Is the best. Is in the best of his flavor.
Exactly.
This is. This we need to follow. No. I cannot put one menu with the pumpkin soup in June. I cannot put pumpkin soup in June or May.
Or July.
Or July.
Yes,
No, the pumpkin is not giving me his 100% of her property benefit.
Of course. But look, one thing I wanted to sort of discuss, and we touched upon just before we started recording. You know, you've followed the trends of chefs, and what I mean by followed the trends is that you specifically studied different languages, different chefs. You were not linked to social media. You really wanted to study as much as you can and learn from those chefs.
Yeah.
Now, in this modern age, there is no way that you can ignore social media. But one thing that I talk to a lot of chefs, a lot of restaurateurs about the challenge within social media, and as you touched upon, hard work with sort of different generations. What's been your biggest challenge when working as a head chef and you're recruiting apprentices or younger chefs?
For sure, this cannot be avoided. The importance of social media today is the most powerful communication channel there is. This is absolutely important. Mm-hmm. and we need to live with. We all have social media, but what we need to keep in mind that we cannot lose the focus on the real everyday operation.
Exactly.
You know? Yes, the recruit process today, maybe the young generation is a little bit more difficult to let them understand the importance of our work, because we cannot become chef in a month. We cannot become chef in through one TV show. No, work in our kitchen is a really commitment that you start since a young age, and you work all your process during the years. It takes really a lot of time. It takes time to achieve, to grow, I can say. So there is still a great young chef, of course, who want to learn. They are very committed to work in the kitchen. I'm quite happy with the team that we have in Ristorante, but of course everything have a circle. You know, today our team is always good. Like every 2 years, he finish the circle, which makes sense actually.
Yes.
You know, me this year I turned 5 years in the company, and I really wish same motivation as the first day. Really, I'm happy. But the line cook, I can say, you know, the commis, chef de partie, I see I was in her place. So every 2 years is the right time to them to visit, to discover new experience, to do experience. So it's good already that they will stay 2 years.
Yes.
And not less than this.
But also it gives them the opportunity to do every section.
Yeah.
Under you, for example. But yes, I do agree with you. I think, of course, social media must, and we live it every day. It's an important part of life now. But when it comes to kitchen operations, I think for me, I'm the type of chef where I'm just like, beginning a service, phones off, lock them away.
Absolutely.
And we just simply focus
Yes.
attention to detail and the guest attention to detail on the food.
Absolutely.
You know,
Yes.
that's me.
Yes.
But I think, you know, I think sometimes it's a difficult relationship to balance
Yeah.
at times.
Yes.
You know. So look, Giovanni, now we have come to what we call the quick fire questions. All right. So I've put some questions down for you, and I want you to just tell me first thing that comes to your head. Okay. So there's no wrong or right. So the first quick fire question for you: pasta or risotto?
Pasta.
Olive oil or balsamico?
Extra virgin olive oil.
All right. Parmesan or truffle?
Wow. I can say parmesan and truffle. Parmigiano Reggiano and truffle.
Okay. Who would you say are your top 3 culinary heroes? And they don't need to be chefs.
Culinary heroes. Yeah. Gualtiero Marchesi is a chef. We call it the father of modern Italian cuisine. and my grandmothers. Both.
Amazing.
Yes, both my
Amazing.
grandmothers.
What would you say is your funniest kitchen story or incident that you have either seen or you were involved in?
No, well, when they used to give me task, and the task has to be finished in 2 hours, it was when you have some like 20 kg of fish to scale. I think the task I went to spend on my duty try to finish this 20 kg of fish. So instead of 2 hours, I will spend 5 hours trying to clean fish. This was since the beginning of the career. You know, was so long, was so difficult to finish this task in such a short time.
Yeah.
So that's why I got a lot of.
And luckily, maybe you didn't understand what they were saying.
Yeah,
so,
I think they asked me to move on.
Yes. Now, at the moment for you, what are your top 3 favorite cuisines?
Italian cuisine.
Italian
cuisine.
Number
yes.
1.
I don't want to be part, but yes.
Of course, no.
Yes.
This is
Italian
for you.
Cuisine.
Number 2.
Number 2 is French cuisine. Yeah. also today, French, Italian, Mediterranean.
Yeah.
Definitely Japanese cuisine, but all for the way how they use as much the ingredient has to be fresh as possible to be served to the guest. The respect they have for the ingredient is just admirable.
Exactly.
Just admirable.
That is so true. And you know what? Another thing I'm sort of seeing a lot of at the moment is that people don't seem to respect the ingredients. They just think it comes off the back of the lorry or the back of the van, and then they can do whatever. But they don't seem to understand the huge story behind getting this beautiful fish or getting this beautiful pumpkin or the season of the mushrooms. So I think that's something else that we really should touch upon.
Yes.
Yes. That's really big.
James, allow me to say
Please.
this part. The example is the best form of teacher. Okay? So what I always say, I try to teach to people work with me, and I always keep in myself, our job start where the farmer job finish, the fisherman job finish, the fromage affiner job finish, So the farmer spend 1 year to produce a vegetable. It can be one asparagus, one mushroom is more wild, but pumpkins, or vegetable in general. Our job start when the ingredient is ready. So only for this, the job that farmers spend to create such a beautiful vegetable, we need to respect this ingredient in the kitchen and make this tasty, I can say.
Of course, the most delicious. That's your job as a chef.
So before do any kind of cuisine, fine dining, not fine dining, we really need to know the story of every single ingredient. And after we can create dish.
Yeah,
because we cannot create dish without know what we are putting on the plate.
Agree. And that's such a powerful message.
Yeah.
That's a really fantastic piece of advice as well. So thank you very much for that.
Yeah.
Now, talking of advice, Giovanni, what advice would you give a 16-year-old Giovanni Papi?
Pursue your dream. Be curious, because curiosity is what push really to discover the life, I can say, in every kind of business. Our job, we discover people, we discover food. So we need to be passionate, we need to be curious. And of course, we need to love, always positive, love the life, enjoy love people around you. Be always positive and perceive your dream.
Love that. Now, Giovanni, if people wanted to connect with you through social media, how can they do that?
Yeah, of course, I'm a resident chef in Armani Ristorante inside Burj Khalifa, tallest building in the world. Iconic building in the world. Giovanni Papi is my name, and Armani Ristorante is the place where I work. So,
so I will put all of those details
yes.
in the show notes for
Armani Hotel Dubai, of course.
Absolutely. Well, Giovanni, all that's left for me to say is, look, we've had a really incredible journey, talking about your childhood, your grandmothers, how you were on the table helping, early morning, your education in the kitchen, the first few years working in Sardinia in the beautiful cookery school, and then going off to France, Côte d'Azur, different French chefs. I mean, fantastic. Then again, lots of different travel, Luxembourg, Australia, China. I mean, fantastic. Coming all the way over to the Middle East. Always, of course, speaking to your mum and saying, "Hi, I'm here," and going again. And then, of course, we cannot ignore Michelin and that's that beautiful special day, and the fact that the food that you guys are producing at Ristorante Armani is phenomenal. It's some of the best in the Middle East. It really, really is. It's a fantastic place. It's not just about because it's located in Burj Khalifa, but it's because of all the passion and the love that you put into those dishes, and as well as what the team are doing. Pasta or risotto, I like it. Extra virgin olive oil, very good.
Yes.
Yeah. Parmesan and truffle, okay, I love it. But look, Giovanni, all I want to say really is, please carry on pushing the Italian flag in the beautiful food that you do, because it was really fantastic, and I know that you're going to do some phenomenal things, and keep doing them. And from all of us here at the Chef JKP Podcast, thank you so much for coming on to the show. It's been fantastic.
Thank you, James. Thank you so much from the heart. I really want to say, 1 month ago, Italian cuisine has been nominated as a UNESCO Heritage. So we have received the nomination for this.
Wow.
I really hope, as an Italian in Dubai, or every Italian chef outside of Italy, to be proud of this moment, and then we really push to respect our culture outside of Italy. And I'm pretty sure one day Italian cuisine will be the part of the UNESCO heritage, because he really deserves to do this.
Thank you so much.
Grazie mille. Thank you.